This is crazy. I know we're not Kirk County. I know we're not Kerrville. I know we're not San Angelo or San Antonio. But hell, we're human beings. Help us. Give us what we need.
But hey, you got your no tax on tips.
My medication, it runs $20,000 a month without insurance. I make $800 a month. Oh, that will kill me. That would kill my friends. That would kill millions of people in this country if they lose their health care.
But hey, you got your no tax on overtime.
We were there as workers covered the emergency room signs at Midcoast Medical Center in Trinity, Texas. The sight of medical workers leaving for the last time, signaling this is one of the latest rural hospitals to shut its doors.
I think how sad it is.
Marjorie Polvino runs the hospital board.
It has a huge impact on the committee. We will lose lives. 400 people a month come here.
America has reached the pinnacle of its success.
So I'm going to play this guy's video. Pay attention to his hat.
How many of you are disappointed in the big, beautiful bullshit bill? We voted for Trump because he promised us to cut taxes on tips, Social Security, and overtime. So they write this bill, it goes through the House, then it goes to the Senate, and the Senate just chops it all up. And they say, oh, yeah, we're going to no tax on tips up to $25,000, but you're going to pay taxes on that all through the year, and you won't get to take that off until the end of the year when you do your taxes. Oh, no tax on overtime, up to $12,500. After that, it's regular. You stick it in you extra for overtime work. And then they said no tax on Social Security. And then they bullshitted around with that too, and they said, well, we're going to give you a $6,000 deduction. Once again, screwing the American people, the American worker, the middle class. They promised the big, beautiful bill to be something great for the American public. Instead, what they do is they raise the debt ceiling. We're going to spend more money, and the middle class is going to be paying for it with our backs because the big, beautiful bullshit bill, because in Washington, D.C., people can't get along. All these damn Democrats that vote no because they are not getting their way, and they're a bunch of crybaby-ass sissies. And then the Republican rhinos that are, doing their fucking bullshit too. And nobody's getting a good deal out of this thing. They promised us something, and the government turned around and screwed us because they just can't get along with Trump. Everybody's a Trump hater. Oh, it's just about. And JD, yeah, I know he went in there and he took one for the team and he pushed it over the top and everything, but it still sucks. The big beautiful bill is a big bunch of beautiful bullshit. That's what happens to the American worker.
What we just witnessed was cognitive dissonance. That's what we just witnessed, because he kept flipping back and forth. He says the bill is shitty, but then he gets mad at Democrats for voting no. Well, they voted no to a shitty bill. Then he came back and said, yes, the bill is shitty, but these people are Trump haters. Trump is the one that wants to pass the bill. Trump is the one that's going to sign it. And then he turned around, but the bill sucks. It sucks. But then JD came in and took one for the team, praising JD, but then goes back to saying that the bill sucks. Cognitive dissonance at work. But he's getting close. They are starting to understand class war. We have been trying to teach them that forever now. I guess this shit had to happen for them to understand what class war is. They don't give a shit about you. The elites don't give a damn. They just want to stay rich. That's how it's always been. The elites have been screwing poor white folks since the 1600s, since the Bacon Rebellion. They have been distracted by all the bullshit, nonsense, while the elites steal their money. And now they're confused. They're absolutely confused. He doesn't know which way to go. Cognitive dissonance. But he's close. He's getting there. But yeah, they're starting to realize their whiteness ain't gonna stop the reckoning that's coming from the White House. Whiteness doesn't matter in a class war. No privileges there unless you're a rich white person.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for choosing us today. Hope you're all doing well. I'm your presenter Joel Mogisha. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Hope you hit that like button and subscribe to this channel and be part of the growing community. Well, MAGA is actually causing havoc on the internet. They don't like what they're getting. They are getting exactly what they voted for, but they don't seem to be liking it. Why? The one big beautiful bill, that was supposed to be making America great again, some MAGA are actually ranting online on how it's affecting their lives. And on today's episode, guys, I have a couple of videos that I have compiled for you of MAGA regretting their votes and actually, ranting and raging on how, what they're getting is not what they voted for. Well, we told you so. You F around, you find out. This is exactly what you voted for. What did you expect? Because the orange man never lied to you. He told you exactly exactly what he was going to do. Now that he's doing exactly what he was going to do, you seem not to like it because it's affecting you. You never thought it was going to affect you. You were happy as long as his policies were going to affect other people. Just accept you. Now that it's affecting your lives, it's affecting your livelihood, it's affecting your income, it's affecting your companies, your firms, it's affecting your families. Now you don't like it? Well, let's take a look, guys. I'll be back with more commentary after this.
So this is before he read the big beautiful bill.
I bet y'all don't think Donald Trump's a liar now. No taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security passed the House today with flying colors. Thank you, Donald Trump. Bless y'all's heart. Y'all are some fucking stupid people.
And this is after.
Then you turn around and pass the bill and it's a crock of shit. Of course, when you put it in big, bold, beautiful letters, it looks great. We're going to vote for you. And you knew what you were doing. No taxes on overtime. You didn't give no fucking details. Your details that we read ain't worth a flying fuck. A lot of people go off what Donald Trump says. We're not going to go read the shit.
And what have we learned, Lucas? Please tell me that you guys have learned something from this. Okay, Lucas, because your main takeaway should be stop believing Donald Trump when he says things, because none of it is true. Lucas, I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this. Every sentence that comes out of Trump's mouth is either highly exaggerated or just completely made up. Like, for instance, these last couple weeks he's been saying, we have to pass my big beautiful bill, or everyone's taxes are gonna go up by 67%. No, that's not at all what would have happened. He just makes shit up. And this is what we don't understand about you guys, Lucas, is you guys are over there being like, we can't trust the lying media. We can only trust this one man who never tells the truth. Why? Luke, I dare you guys to Google the things that Trump says out loud on any given day, and you will find out so quickly how full of shit he is. All right, Luke, sorry you had to find out the hard way, but it's an important lesson to learn in life. Enjoy your 4th of July over there, Luke, and make sure to spread the word on this, because it'd be great if Trump could stop scamming all of your friends and family, like as soon as possible. All right? Cool. Thank you, buddy. Good luck.
The warning lights are flashing. And no, it ain't your car. It's the damn economy. You know what happens when you let somebody with vibes but no vision run the country? The economy stalls. Not just a little, but a lot. So experts are going on TV literally saying that Donald Trump's economy is starting to crack before it even revs up. GDP growth? Down. Consumer confidence? Slipping. And why? Because Trump is doing what Trump does best. Throwing tariffs like Mardi Gras beads and calling it leadership. Remember what I told y'all. You didn't even get full Trump the first term. Congress and courts slowed a lot of it down. But now, you're getting the unfiltered version. Isolationism, economic nationalism, and trade war reruns you never asked for. And guess what? All of it costs money. Tariffs are not free. Businesses pay tariffs. You pay tariffs. Prices go up and growth slows down. So when folks say leadership doesn't matter, remind them of this thing. Biden's economy was growing. Trump's is blinking like a check engine light. Policies matter. Elections do have consequences. And if you're broke, tired, and watching your grocery bill climb again, maybe it's time to stop voting for chaos dressed up as confidence.
I just want everyone to know that there's official Alligator Alcatraz merch. There it is. Provided to us by the state of Florida. And, yeah. Would you rock this drip?
Apparently, they're selling merch at the Buchenwald Visitor Center and Store, located just outside the main gates. School groups, veterans, and seniors over the age of 65 get 10% off, and it's a wonderful way to let everybody know that you would have supported.
So President Taco just came out and said that the United States is for pure-blooded Americans only. Yes, he said that the United States is for pure-blooded Americans only. But I was called, everything under the sun when I said they were trying to meet a narrative of an all-white America, and everybody thought I was crazy. But the own president of the United States said that. But the only funny part is that a pure-blooded American, are they real? Do they exist? Or are they one of his, like, imaginary friends? Because besides, like, the Native Americans that were here originally, if you could find me one, it's on. It's on. I'll bow down to you. But that's what our president would like for the future of this country. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Spread this video for awareness, my loves. I love you. Be safe out there, especially in these times, if we're a little melanated in color. I love you.
America has reached the pinnacle of its success. We are on a downward spiral. You cannot get pregnant in this country. You cannot get sick in this country. God forbid you have to call an ambulance. The government is taking away all assistance to healthcare, while we produce new stealth bombers that do missions in Iran for other countries. How unfortunate for us, the American citizens. This is the current state of our country. You cannot get sick. God help you if you do. Our government, they're all 90 years old, and all they care about is staying in office. They don't care whether you can survive. They don't care whether you're in debt. They don't care whether the banks take your home or your car or everything from you. Because you do not dare get sick in this country.
This is so dystopian. This is the road that bisects MacArthur Park. These are Stryker military vehicles pulling up. There are countless numbers of DHS, CBP, National Guard. I cannot believe I'm seeing this. This is a neighborhood park in Los Angeles. This is so dystopian. Look at these guys on these armored horses. This looks like nothing I've ever seen. They're literally just sweeping the park for no reason. Staging on the corner of Wilshire and Alvarado. Again, a neighborhood park where people play soccer in LA. This is nothing more than intimidation tactics aimed to scare residents in my city of LA. And it is pretty clear from these images that they are doing this for the photo op as well. Because look, HSI, that is the press people. They have their own photo and video.
Luke, you can't possibly think that all maggots are bad people. Oh yes, the fuck I can. And you know why? It's because I do think it makes you a bad person if you're cheering for 17 million people to lose their fucking health care. I do think it makes you a bad person if you're cheering that 1 in 4 nursing homes are gonna have to close. I do think it makes you a bad person if you kick your fucking feet while the biggest ever cut to food assistance for kids, families, and veterans goes through in exchange for a giant tax cut to millionaires and billionaires. I do think all that shit makes you a bad person. If you're a current supporter of the atrocities that are going on, you are a bad person. And I'm sorry to break that to you gas station loitering, mouth-breathing, knuckle-dragging, maggot fuckheads who go home at night and lie to yourself about how you're such a good person. No, you're fucking not. And guess what? Some of us have really good memories. So in 30 years, when you lie to your family and your kids and your loved ones about how you weren't really a supporter back then, some of us will be around to remind you of the very simple fact that yes, you fucking were. You won't be able to hide.
Did you see the press conference Donald Trump had in Florida about alligator Alcatraz? A reporter asked him, how long will detainees be in alligator Alcatraz? Days, weeks, months? Well, Trump stops her and asks, can you say it again? Reporter says, how long will detainees be in alligator Alcatraz? Days, weeks, or months? Trump decides he's going to talk about himself and his nice little cottage in Tampa and redecorating his little White House in Tampa. Trump is declining. His mental state is declining. They need to get him out. He's getting too old. The lady asked a simple question, and he goes on to talk about himself being in Florida and paying taxes in Florida and living in Florida. We're talking about lives, immigrants that's being detained and deported, Trump.
And at the same time, we don't want to hurt people that aren't criminals.
You hurt women when you assault them. You hurt the poor and elderly when you cut their Medicare and Medicaid benefits. You hurt hungry children when you take food off of their table. You hurt the LGBTQ plus community when you take away their suicide hotline. You hurt everyone when you roll back asbestos protections. You hurt migrant families by forcibly ripping them apart. You hurt U.S. citizens when you have them abducted off the street by ICE agents. You hurt Democratic lawmakers when you have them arrested for asking questions. You hurt reporters when you say you are in grave danger. You hurt peaceful protesters when you ask, can't we just shoot them in the leg? You hurt your own Joint Chiefs of Staff when you say those things used to be punishable by death. You hurt Democrats everywhere when you send the National Guard and active duty Marines into our cities. You hurt black communities when you refer to Juneteenth as just another useless federal holiday. You will hurt anyone and anything that stands in your way.
All right, y'all, there you have it actually. When will actually MAGA ever learn? You know, really, I'm losing hope in MAGA because sometimes I do videos on this platform where MAGA is actually regretting their votes, crying, you know, for sympathy. And I think maybe there is hope. These guys are learning from the mistakes. Maybe on the next round of the midterm elections or the major elections, they're gonna actually vote for the best interest. But then again, I see videos like these ones, you know, and I'm like, wait a minute, these guys are just delusional. These guys are just, I don't know even how to call these people because they never seem to learn anything. They never seem to learn. Whatever you tell them about the orange man, they will always think the opposite. And whatever the orange man actually says and he was going to do or he's going to do, they actually take his word for it, you know, later to realize that it's all a lie. Later to realize that these policies that they're chanting on are actually not going to affect others only. They are going to affect their lives too. Now, the problem with these people is that they are filled with hatred on people of color, immigrants, and other races. They actually were chanting, you know, make America great again, meaning make America great again only for the palm-colored people. You know, and a great America in their eyes is an America that is free from colored people. This is what they think. This is how they reason. Now, the big hatred in their hearts actually pushed them to vote even against their best interest, even when they could actually see and hear that Donald Trump was planning to mass deport illegal immigrants on day one. And many MAGA farmers went ahead and voted for him anyway. You know, I don't know how they thought or what they felt, because how do you vote against your own interest? And a lot of people were supporting ending DEI initiatives, ending Obamacare. Now they've been supporting the one big beautiful bill, only to realize that it actually affects them also, because it's cutting funding on public hospitals that actually rely on, you know, Medicaid and Medicare insurance to actually be able to operate. And the funny thing is that a lot of red states are actually, you know, poorer than democratic states, and most of these red states, you know, depend on government subsidies to be able, you know, to survive. How? I don't even understand this, man. How do you even support a man that is actually going to slash most of your government funding? And to have them cheer that, you know, the government is wasting money. They support all the things that the Doge, you know, and Elon Musk was actually doing, only to realize that, oh, wait a minute, we depend on this. Now, they've been crying all over the internet, looking for, you know, democratic states to actually bail them out, which is strange because you want to use tax money from democratic states to be able to bail yourself out. while you actually voted for what you voted for. Well, this is what you wanted. You F around, you find out. We keep on seeing a lot of MAGA voters getting affected, but they never seem to learn, you know. 1 or 2 people seem to learn their mistakes. Then again, you see 5 and 10 people who are there doing the same thing all over again. I don't know how deep this cult is, but I really do think that if actually you would give them a chance again, they would actually vote for the orange one again, you know, because these people never learn. They never listen. They never learn. I don't even know if actually they would care to do any kind of research on any kind of projects or policies that the orange man is putting in place. Well, the one big beautiful bill just passed, and the problem with these people is that, you know, when the government changes, of course it's gonna shift. At one point we're gonna have a democratic government, and the problem is that they're gonna be blaming all the effect of the one big beautiful bill on the Democrats. Really? Let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think about today's episode? If you're new, kindly consider subscribing, hit that like button, and see you on the next episode.